Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome to the D5 Audible cheat sheet on Rutherglen Muscat. Rutherglen Muscat begins in the vineyard, and unlike many fortified wines, its defining feature is not complexity layered later through oxidation, but extreme ripeness achieved safely on the vine. Rutherglen has a warm continental climate. Days are hot and sunny, but nights are cooled by air flowing down from the Victorian Alps. This diurnal cooling is critical. It slows respiration overnight, helping grapes retain freshness even as sugars continue to rise during the day. One of the most important features of the region is its long, dry autumns. These conditions allow grapes to remain on the vine well beyond normal harvest dates. As the season progresses, berries become extra ripe and begin to shrivel. This dehydration concentrates sugars dramatically and can push potential alcohol levels as high as 20% ABV. At the same time, dried fruit characters such as raisin naturally begin to develop. Harvest timing is therefore a strategic decision rather than a fixed date. It depends on the desired level of ripeness and on weather conditions, particularly the threat of rain. Harvest typically takes place between mid March and May. Different vineyard blocks are often picked at different times. Earlier harvested fruit brings fresher muscat aromatics, while later picked shriveled grapes contribute higher sugar levels and more pronounced dried fruit characters. The balance between these components varies by producer and by vintage, and weather conditions at harvest often determine which style dominates. Although autumns are generally dry, rain can occasionally fall late in the season. This increases the risk of fungal disease. Grey rot can be a problem, and in some conditions, noble rot may also occur. However, for Rutherglen Muscat, noble rot is not desired. A defining requirement of this style is that Muscat's grapey and floral aromas remain identifiable even after long aging. Honeyed botrytis characters would mask these aromas and are therefore avoided. Only one grape variety is permitted, Muscat à Petit Grand Rouge, known in Australia as brown muscat. It is a dark skinned color mutation of Muscat Blanc à Petit Grain. Like its white counterpart, it is intensely aromatic with distinctive grapey and floral characteristics. Brown Muscat accounts for around 8% of Rutherglen's total grape crush and is the region's third most crushed variety. Despite this relatively small share, it underpins one of Australia's most distinctive fortified wine styles. Vine training and trellising are adapted to the hot conditions. Vines are commonly trained to double cordons. Canopies may be allowed to sprawl over a single foliage wire or trained into a vertical shoot positioned system using multiple foliage wires. Maintaining shaded bunches is essential. On hot sunny days, sunburn is a real risk, and excessive exposure can damage berries and compromise fruit quality. Canopy management therefore prioritizes protection over maximizing sunlight. A significant proportion of vines used for Rutherglen Muscat are old, ranging from around 20 to 90 years of age. Older vines are widely believed to produce grapes with greater intensity and richness of flavor. The proportion of old vine fruit used is often an important component of a producer's house style. For the D5 exam, the core insight from this episode is this: Rutherglen Muscat is built on extreme natural sugar concentration, achieved through long dry autumns and late harvesting, not through post harvest drying or botrytis. Climate, diurnal cooling, harvest timing, canopy shading, and old wines all work together to preserve Muscat's aromatics while delivering the sugar levels required for these very sweet, syrupy wines. In the next episode, we'll move into the cellar and look at how these shriveled grapes are handled, fortified, matured, blended, and classified to create the distinctive Rutherglen Muscat styles.